Droppin Gems today. I'm so excited to have our guest, Mr. Anthony Stewart. It is a pleasure to have you. We're going to talk about you in just a second.
All right.
And then my co-host, Mr. Anthony Lee Wright. But of course, y'all getting to know him real well, all too well. I'm not too sure. I want to make sure that we recap, right? So last time we was talking about media marketing. And of course, when I start to introduce you to my guest, you might think, like, where is this piece coming from? So at the beginning, we talked about spirituality, right? And we talked about you making sure that you're grounding yourself throughout all of the different things that you need to go through to become an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur. I met Mr. Stewart in my journey. So of course I'm bringing all of these people here before you to talk to you about my journey, but to give you inspiration as an entrepreneur so that you can know exactly how it could best be used for you to be an entrepreneur, okay? He agreeing with me. He got stuff. He got his two fingers up, right? So he's on Team Time for Change, dropping gems right now, okay? So I'm here because I want to make sure that you understand that it's so important for you to be financially stable all the way around, and all the way around. When you are an entrepreneur, you are building all the time, and when you're building, are you covered? Remember I talked about in the first show, you could just fall out and die?
Wow.
Literally, you could fall out and die. Everything that you build, everything that you have put out into this universe needs to have coverage, because we talked about the wealth component. Wealth starts with you ensuring that you have coverage even if you fall out and die. Making sure that you have a relationship with God, and also making sure that your children and your children's children are taken care of. I want to open it up because I just know that Mr. Wright is over there burning with some questions for Mr. Stewart. He already was trying to start before the show, so I'm going to let him just go ahead and shoot off his questions because he started with a good one.
Okay, so I'm Anthony Lee Wright. How y'all doing, our viewing audience? This brother here is Anthony Stewart. That's a great name, right?
It is. I agree.
And not only that, but we go to the same barber.
Yep.
So, we already got some synergy going. So one of the things that I really wanted to ask you, because I'm interested in your product, and I'm going to keep it a stack. After the show, I'm just going to get his product. I need that. I'm going to get it in my life, to take care of not only me, but my wife. My whole wife, as I tell y'all. I got a whole wife.
Whole wife.
Right? So I need whole life insurance. I need all of that, right? So I think I'd ask you, how long have you been selling your products?
Man, I tell you, it's a little over 30 years now.
And then I say it in a row.
In a row, consecutively.
Right.
I've never missed a beat.
Uninterrupted. Right.
I came out of Xerox Corporation. And wild story, I wanted to get in sales at Xerox when I was working there. And I said, if I get a sales job at Xerox, man, my future is set. But man, I couldn't get in. I tried over and over and over again. I could not get in.
Look at Mr.
So
Right
I
face.
think God had a bigger problem for me. He said, I don't want you selling boxes. I want you to make an impact in the community. So I started doing insurance part-time. About 3.5 years later, my part-time income caught up with my full-time income. And I said, you know what, I think it's time to go. And that was July of 1993. That never stopped.
Oh, Mr. Stewart. So you said your part-time caught up to your full-time.
Yeah, I was doing insurance part-time.
Yeah.
And I caught up with my full-time income. And I started paying all my bills with my part-time income.
And he quit.
I resigned.
Man, I got fired when that happened. I got fired, y'all. I'm going not fired. All right,
No,
laid off. I got laid off.
She's trying to keep it pretty. She got fired.
I got laid off. But no, that's guts. That's guts. That takes guts. But I like talking to my, what are these people called again?
This is our viewing audience.
Viewing
Real
audience, yes. Clients, potential consultants.
Right. And they love you.
Oh, okay.
Did y'all check out her gear? Because she usually shows you her gear.
Oh, yeah. But I like to tell them that though, because it does take a certain level of guts to be an entrepreneur. But it also takes identifiers. So you identified that you were making the same amount of money. So it wasn't.
Absolutely.
It was like, if I was doing this full time, I could make more money.
Exactly. And and it does, it was a little scary in the beginning, leaving the salary and the benefits and all that. But I said, if I can get Xerox 40 hours, if I get my own business 40 hours, I can't fail. And that was July of 93, and man, the rest is history.
Yes. So let me tell you a little bit about how I met Mr. Stewart. So Mr. Stewart, my mom introduced me to Mr. Stewart. So I have a mother who was like, everybody in my family gonna have life insurance. Now, I don't know if it was him or if it was her. Him being a good salesperson, or if it was her just drilling down that I needed life insurance. But I was like, Mom, why are you telling me this? I'm 5 years old. I'm not gonna die anytime soon. Right? And he sat down and did a presentation with me, and I signed myself up. So here I am. But I want to tell y'all a little bit about my story, though, because this man educated me on life insurance policies that have annuities to it. So life insurance policies that you can use and leverage, right, when you have something going on in your life and you need support, right, which I was able to leverage. I was going through a whole life experience, and I needed to pay some things off so that I could make a little flip and make sure that I saved my house and all of this stuff. And I was able to tap into my life insurance policy that I had been paying in since I was 25. So I want Mr. Stewart to talk a little bit about how you could leverage some of your product, or just talk about your products in general for the viewing audience.
Absolutely. Life insurance is for protection first and foremost. And depending on the product, you got to really see what your human life value is. You really see what you're really worth. But the program you're talking about, the cash value program, you can use it as a private banking system. You can use it to use asset purchases. Instead of using your own money, you use the insurance company's money. And that's what the wealthy people have been doing for years.
Oh, you know what you said? So that was a good one. Hold up. That was a gem. And if y'all not paying attention, y'all need to pay attention. So you said just now a whole lot. You said a whole lot. You said a whole lot. You said so much that I'm sitting here like, wow.
Yeah, can you run that again? Because the young people will say.
The young people in the valley.
Right. Can you run that again?
Real simple. Either you're going to rent the coverage or you're going to own the coverage. That's it.
So look,
insurance. Go ahead.
Hold on.
All right.
The one gem was assessing your value.
Your human life value.
Your human life value. Come on, co-host. Gem. Your human life value. So what's important for you to know, right? And for me to know, because it was very important, because when he said that to me in that way, ever since I've met this man, I've grown. And when I've grown, if I secured an asset, or if I had a school, or if I had anything, I started to look at how much money and coverage I needed. So I would contact him because I was like, wait a minute, I'm about to be worth this much. Wait a minute, I'm about to be worth this much. Wait a minute, I'm about to be worth this much. And I wanted to make sure that my family and my children still benefited from it, regardless of if I fell out and died. Because we talked about that. Now, if I get off my regimen of me going to the gym every other day and not eat healthy and not do all the things that I already talked to you all about, if I got off my regimen and I just fell out and died, my kids will be covered. I ain't gonna tell y'all how much my human life worth is. I ain't gonna do all that. I ain't gonna do all that. I ain't gonna do all that. No. But what I do know is my kids got that bag.
Wow.
Forget me.
Wow.
My kids got that bag. My kids got that bag. So, and that's why I'm bringing this. So go ahead and keep on talking. And please, gem that.
Okay.
Right.
So it's real simple formula. Let's say you're 40 years old You plan to retire at 65. You look at how much money you're making now times 25 years. You know, that's kind of an easy baseline. And there's a little bit more to it than that. But back to the cash value piece, your private equity banking system, you can use it to send your kids to college instead of using a 529 plan. You can use your life insurance. Here's what I love about it. If I went to Truist Bank and tried to get a $50,000 loan, what are they going to ask me? What do you need it for, right? They're going to run my credit. And if I got good credit, I'll qualify. They're going to determine the interest rate that I got to pay them back, right? And they're going to give me a date that I got to pay it back, right? $50,000 inside, okay, the other place, if it's in my bank and I take it out, it's gone forever. It ain't coming back. But now I go to my good old life insurance policy.
It'll be right there, y'all.
I just go online, request it, no questions asked.
Yeah.
And I just tell them to put it right in the bank account where my premiums are coming out of.
It was there in 3 days.
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Now, I should pay it back.
Right.
I should pay it back,
You
but
should.
I'm not on the schedule.
Yeah.
If I want to send $100 this month, 1 month I skip, 1 month I send $500, it's non-structured payments. So the way you do it, don't do a withdrawal, do a loan, because when you do a loan, I'm using the insurance company's money. OPM, other people's money.
Right.
That way my
Oh, wait a
policy-
minute. Hold on. Jim. You using what now?
I'm using other people's money.
OPM.
Right.
Other people's money.
Not Office of Personnel Management.
Oh,
Other
now
people's
Office
money.
of Personnel Management, because that been real tinging.
And not to be confused with OPP. He said OPM.
OPM.
Okay.
OPM.
The hood perspective says no
Right.
OPP.
Right.
No OPP. Okay? So yeah, catch that, Jim. All right, go
And guess
ahead
what? The policy still performs. It still builds up interest, tax deferred, as if that's not on, the policy doesn't even know there's a loan taken out against it. It just still performs, business as usual. Man, it's the best thing. It's the best kept secret in America.
It is. It
And
is.
we're not gonna make it a secret no more.
No, we are dropping gems.
So,
Gems.
I got a question.
Please.
Let's do it. Since our illustrious host has, agreed to bring you in, because as soon as she said you was coming in, here's the number one question I have for you.
Right.
Does everybody need this before they take that dirt nap?
Yes. For several reasons. If you love somebody and you owe somebody, you need insurance. But not just about dying part.
Okay.
Use it as a tax shelter. You know what I mean? It's a good place to hide money legally from the government.
Hold on. Pause. Jim.
Yeah, it ain't about just dying. We know we're gonna die.
Right.
But it's so much more.
He
than
said,
that.
you know you're gonna die.
Legally.
You gonna take the dirt nap.
Right.
We already know that. That's not what we
The
talk
dirt
about.
nap.
We here to talk about the life insurance because we know you're gonna die. But you could use it now because
While you living.
While you living.
Wow. See, and that's what always blew my mind. Like, my wife got several policies on me, and I started to get nervous. The more policies you think, like, what you up to? You getting all these policies, right? But the most beautiful thing you said is you can use life insurance while you living.
That's right.
Oh, that's heavy.
That's why they call it life insurance.
Life insurance.
Life insurance has never paid a dead person.
Oh,
It pays a
hold
person
up.
Jim.
It pays somebody that's living. You know what I mean? You know, it is so sophisticated now.
Life insurance never paid a dead
It
person.
only pays the living.
It only pays to living. Yeah.
Can you
Think
imagine?
about that.
And it's tax free.
Oh, man.
It's tax free. And here's the thing: the government got laws for this stuff. Let me drop it to you.
Yeah, please.
Drop the gems.
In 1982, Congress came up with it's called TEFRA, TEFRA, Tax Equity Fiscal Responsibility Act of 1982, where they give certain life insurance policies special tax treatment called Section 101 treatment.
They don't tell nobody
In
this, y'all.
1984,
Welcome to
They
Time for
modified it.
Change
I'm telling you.
Consulting. Yes. Welcome to Droppin.
Congress did it now. Not Congress did it. Think about it. They already got money. But they need a place to hide money without paying the taxes. That's why the wealthy pay less tax than middle class, because they understand tax laws. So when 84 came around, they modified the 82 laws. They call it the Deficit Reduction Act. They call it DEFRA. They said we're going to have any contract to qualify for life insurance for income tax purposes. So people started getting a little wind of it. So then it came up, I call them the three sisters, TEFRA, DEFRA, and TAMRA. The Technical Miscellaneous Revenue Act of 1988 said, look, Mr. Wright, you can buy a policy. You can put $50,000 a year into it, but you got to have a certain amount of death benefit so that it stays in the category of life insurance so you can get the special tax treatment.
Wow.
Man, it's powerful.
Wow. So TEFRA, DEFRA,
And TAMRA.
and TAMRA.
Yeah, all three.
We need all three of them up on the wall. We need all three of them on the wall, okay?
You know?
If you want to research it.
That's
okay,
it.
go ahead, Mr. Wright.
So Mr. Stewart, the longer you've been in this particular phase of your life, what are some of the newest things that continue to amaze you about what you do? What's some of the new stuff?
Younger people are seeing a lot of stuff on TikTok and Instagram, and their life insurance is becoming more sexy because they're thinking, oh, okay, I didn't know I could go in there and take out money to go buy an apartment building. I just thought it was just for death. But a lot of these products now that Tanya has got all these living benefits. For example, what good is a $2 million policy if I don't die? What if I have a massive heart attack and I don't die? What good is that policy doing me? I could use my critical illness benefit and go in there and take out hundreds of thousands of dollars from the death benefit. They even have an Alzheimer's rider on these policies now. You know, what if you have go in a nursing home, the chronic illness? So I mean, so there's so much stuff that's been happening now, and the government is fully aware and they love it. That's the only place that they're still trying to get their hands on of untaxed money inside of life insurance. They already got your 401k, they already got your IRA, they already got all that.
Yeah.
But the laws are set for wealthy people to
So
use life
please
insurance.
know, right? Please know, this is the reverse thinking. This is the psychological perspectives of business. This is a clinician perspective of business. And the reason why I'm bringing it to you is because it's so important for you to understand that if you don't think that being an entrepreneur is not a psychological connection to your life, you've lost. You've lost. You have got to know that if you, what made me really connect to it, because I told y'all that I'm ordained to do what I do. So because I'm ordained, I told y'all, I walk in the room like, yeah, God told me to be here, I'm gonna be here. So I'm doing everything in the movement of what I feel like I need to do. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna call this person, that person, this person who helped me, everybody who's in my journey. I'm pulling them along because I need you to understand the outskirts of being an entrepreneur. Because all of these things help me to be successful. Because if I didn't have my life insurance policy to pull from when I went through a financial hardship, I don't know if I would be right here, right now, in this very moment. So I'm giving you the information so that you can apply it. And I want to make sure that this man get all your business. Because the blessings come from me helping you, helping him, and helping anybody out here. Anybody out here. So, oh, you laughing at me?
No.
You laughing at me. Yeah, it's true stuff though.
Gotta get it in order. You gotta
get it in order. You gotta build your financial house, because I have been a black business owner and I have gone through discrimination with banks. We're going to talk about finances and all of that stuff in our next segment, because I'm still going to give it to you. I'm going to give you everything, because this is dropping gems. So I'm going to give you everything you need to know. But you need to understand that the tax benefit of this is what helps you stabilize yourself financially to be successful and not worry about all of the things that come with dying or all of the things that comes with living. You need to understand that both of them are connected. To live is to die, and to die is to live. Mr. Stewart said, You said it so eloquently. Look, that's my favorite word. I use it with Mr. Bright.
Right.
But you said,
She pimping my words.
you
man.
said,
Go ahead.
he said it so eloquently. He did.
Right.
He said, no, you don't just talk about the death benefit. Like, you gotta use this while you living. They only pay living people. Life insurance only pay living people.
Well, I think, so, if I can jump in, if I may.
Please.
I think the misperception for me, and I try to stay current. I think I'm a cool old head, as they would say. They call me Unc and all of that. Right? But I think that's always been the misconception. Life insurance is for when you die, and that's all you can use it for. What you're doing is enlightening not only us, but the viewing audience. Man, there's so many benefits, tax shelters. You can get a loan. You can use it as a banking system.
That's correct.
You can hide your bag in here. Like, man, it's way bigger than what we knew. And because I'm black, I'm just not going to be privy to certain information. So we need a brother to come in here to enlighten us.
Right.
Because you've been doing it for 30. Is that a regular 30 or a dirty 30? What you mean?
Some of it's been dirty.
Yeah.
Right.
It ain't all been a walk in the park. But I
Okay.
tell you what, I love it. I wouldn't do nothing else, and it's been a calling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
We got to
you
bridge that
ordained
wealth gap.
to do what
know
you
I mean?
do.
So he's ordained to do what he's
Yes.
doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Gotta do it, man. We gotta say
I want to make sure that we are saving you, that you are applying this. I want to thank you for coming to this show and meeting Mrs. Stewart. I'm letting you know right now that all of this stuff is connected, but this is the back end of things that you need to understand. But it's not really the back end of things. This is the front end of things. You just thought it was the back end of things. I'm trying to help you see it on the front end of things. Okay? Mr. Stewart, I want you to run down all of your information. We still gonna put it on the end of the podcast so that we can make sure that you get it. Okay? But tell us where we can find you.
Anthony Stewart, 301-602-9045 is my cell number. My office number is 301-794-4290. Or you can visit our website, www.sfsinc.co. So the M's not left off, it's .co. And we're located right in Lanham, Maryland, right off of Greenbelt Road, 7375, Executive Place, Suite 300.
You over there shook, man. You locked in.
I'm locked in
You
because
gonna be-
honestly, it's time. Yeah, it's time, man. I don't know nothing but that. You know what I mean? I ain't never been the guy that's seen $5,000 worth of nothing on the table at one time. It's always been a grind for me, man. So I'm super excited. I've never been out of that. I don't know what that feels like, right? And I also know that I think I said I wouldn't be privy to this information in a whole lot of circles. And I run in some circles, but I never hear them talking about using life insurance.
Right.
To get out of that.
Well, that's we got to change that whole mindset, and it takes time. When people think insurance, they think of death, but that ain't how the wealthy people think.
Or they think of a monthly bill.
Right.
They think of a monthly bill. Come on, as an entrepreneur, your mind cannot be that small. Your mind cannot be that small. You got to be okay with paying for a policy, maybe paying $100, because guess what? When you need it, you're going to be able to.
Well, ain't your phone a monthly bill?
Right.
Jokers will keep their phone on.
If
They
they phone
don't
a
care what
monthly
else is
bill,
going
yeah.
on.
Exactly.
Their phone will be on, and they'll keep if you got a side chick bill, you make sure your side chick bill is paid. So it's some bills that we as men, right? So but I got a whole wife, and when you watch it, I got a wife bill, not a side chick.
Right.
You gotta clear that up.
Wife is a bill
You better
too.
clear that up, Mr.
Right.
Martin.
Hey, even if you gotta edit all of that, get that straight. But yeah, so I'm excited, man. And real talk, I ain't just saying this because we rolling on camera. I'm actually, I'm going to invest in me through you.
All right. I appreciate the opportunity to serve you, and that's really what it's all about, serving. I don't think I sell anything. I just say, here's the deal, here's the facts, and here's the opportunity you have to protect your family and get your kids covered. We got to cover our kids too, man.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
stuff is just happening. We can't wait until they're 18, 19, 30 days old with Social Security number. We can lock in their insurability. We don't know if their health is going to change when they're 5.
That young, you can lock them in that quick.
Yes, 30 days old, social security number, put a policy on, $250,000. That's what a lot of folks do. Now, when that child ready to go to college, boom, boom. You know what I mean? The money's there.
So you were saying earlier, your sales force, what is that comprised of?
Man, we are growing like crazy. 65% of our sales force are women. Our top producer.
He been trying to hide me, y'all.
I know, I've been trying. Our top producer the last 2 years have been a woman. Yeah. And then the reason why I think it's exploding like that, because you can do this stuff virtually now. You know, I could be here in DC and be on a Zoom with someone in North Carolina and do everything electronically now. You know, we got programs where we can go up to $3 million, and I ain't got to go out and have somebody go out and draw your blood and urine and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff makes a difference.
I'm just saying. So if you don't know, I'm trying to show you how to get to the money, right? But you probably thought that I was trying to get you to go to the money. You thought I was going to talk about banks and loans and all of that. Nah.
Be your own bank.
Be your own bank. How about that? How about that? So I'm just letting you know that this is the real deal. Droppin' Gems is here to support you and help you. I'm here to talk to you about all the things that you need. Thank you all for coming past Droppin' Gems. Time for Change Tuesdays at 6 p.m. every other Tuesday. I want to make sure that you stay connected to this man, Mr. Anthony Stewart. We're going to put all of his information at the end of the podcast. Please make sure you take note, because I didn't show you how to get to the bag. I showed you how to get the bag, be the bank, and be at the bag right when you need the bag. You are an entrepreneur. You're here. You're working with me. I'm going to show you this way, and then I'm going to show you the other way too. All right? Y'all have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing y'all in the next 2 weeks. Have a good one.